Do 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 do. Let's see if this works here on the Mental Health Much News, where I am your host, Trouble, here with his co-host, Mr. Munster. Yay, Mr. Munster. How's everybody doing today? And we're just going to try to get to the chat real quick. Listen, I know there's a better, easier way to do this. I just haven't figured it out yet. So, it kind of really, I mean, I don't know if it would be worth it to really watch me do all this. But I thank you, everybody who sticks around and does watch. So, if you want to give a call in, we can just go right to here. Let's see if we got here. Oh no. Let's just zoom it up. Zoomarooski. I probably should have did this beforehand. It's okay though. Not too worried about it. Let's host a meeting. Let's do with video. Open. And we're in there. We're in there. We're in there. So we're going to do participants invite. Copy invite. Invite copied. Go over to here. Get rid of that. You post it here. Paste. Okay. And there it is. So we can get rid of this. We'll separate this. Put it there. So if anybody wants to join in the chat, you are more than happy to join on in and follow us along with the news. So, the entirety of Twitch has reportedly been leaked. Source codes and user payouts among the data. Yes, I was reading in the news earlier that expect a whole bunch of ransomware attacks for the next 5 years. Why is it 5 years? Are we that far behind? What is Space Force doing? Are we not paying Space Force enough money? Are we not recruiting well enough for Space Force in high schools? So we have to start earlier, like elementary school. That's what we got to do. Sweden halts vacations. I don't know if anybody knew that. Oh, this is October 6th. Today's the 7th. Let's go to today. That sounds better, right? Was this today? This was today. So this is Revolutionary Guard fast boats intercept and harass a U.S. ravine combat boat. It's not worth really watching the video. We know that what happened. We won. Top court. EU law breaks Poland's constitution. Poland's highest court sides with the Polish government amid the country's despite with the European Union. Parts of the EU law are incompatible with the Polish constitution. Incapable. I'm an idiot. It's just I'm just waking up, okay? All right, give me a break. All right, I'm glad I'm live, and just spewing nonsense. And it's okay though. Ireland signs up to the global 15% tax reform agreement to the multinationals. No change to the 15% rate for companies with revenues below 750 million euros. New request for emergency use of the Rona 19 submitted. Oh man. So for kids who are 5 to 11. So there's emergency use for the Pfizer's Rona Jabberwocky for kids who are 5 to 11. First shots could be administered to children by the U.S. by Halloween, pending approval. That's sickening. Absolutely sickening. U.S. nuclear attack submarine hits unknown object in South China Sea. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? What does a submarine hit? Unknown object is are there mermaids down there? Did we happen to find Ariel? Did we hit Ariel under the sea? I hope Flounder's okay. Did we happen to run into Nemo? That's it. We hit Nemo, or did Sidney Powell release the Kraken, and it's in the China Sea and just happened to hit one of our nuclear submarines? That's quite bizarre. What hit something below the sea? Okay, Justin, Google and YouTube prohibit climate crisis deniers. So I guess we're gonna get removed. Yeah. So not only we have to stay away from an election, the climate, the Jabberwocky, socialism, Marxism. Gosh, you're just gonna. What else information is there to put out there? We could put out financial information, but I am not a financial analyst. I am just here for entertainment. Watch me dance. And so I can just tell you to invest in the crypto. I'm not too much into the gold and the metal, the precious metals. I'm in the crypto. Give me my tens of thousands of dollars, and I might buy precious metals, and maybe go there. And I guess Bootstraps was live streaming just so they can cut him off because he was going off script, because he's so old and senile, doesn't know what's going on. CIA is shutting down its mission center dedicated to gathering intelligence about North Korea amid focus on China. Damn right, we better start focusing on China. North Korea is sending off missiles to let you know, don't come near North Korea. But China's building missiles to let you know that they are coming for you. All right, China, they know you ain't coming to them because you guys, I guess these countries are too much of bitches. Stand up to these little people. Elon Musk has officially announced that Tesla is moving their headquarters from Palo Alto, California to Austin, Texas. We knew this information 6 months ago. I don't know how this is even news. I don't know how these people put this information out and then they still want to call it news. They need to get better sources. Moving on. Justin, 11 Senate Republicans vote yes among the 50 Democrats to break a filibuster and hold a final vote on the $480 billion short-term debt limit deal. Barroso, Blanca, these are all the Republicans that voted yes to raise the debt limit. Listen, if you sit in those seats and we're paying you with our tax dollars, you better well damn know what happens when this debt ceiling runs out. You just pretty much you tell your creditors, hold on, we'll get you more money later. And we're going into crypto. Moving on from the news to, yes, that was all Disclosed TV. So we are going to move on to Praying Medic. He has two in there, and he says, what a message from POTUS. I will be interviewed by Sean Hannity tonight, 9:20 p.m. Eastern Division Time? I don't know. On Fox News, October 7th. So media advisory. Maybe he's going to say something important. And this one was about the 6138 raise of the debt ceiling and what Republicans voted. So this is Breaking 911. Can't really show you too much of Breaking 911 because people get shot and killed in this constantly, and it's awesome. but I can't really show it on YouTube because they don't really like to show that stuff. I guess they call it like snuff. It's not really snuff. It's just people getting blown away. Oh my gosh, look at them eyes. I hope that's a woman. Because I was like, those eyes are beautiful. And it would be weird if it was a man. I'd be like, your eyes are beautiful, man. I'm going to do the story above. Former U.S. Army major and his wife avoid more prison time in disturbing child abuse case. I don't want to know what you were doing to your child that you have made the news. St. Louis woman indicted for torching 7-Eleven during George Floyd riot. At least you got pretty eyes, is what your cellmate's going to say to you. Raw video. A quick thinking Virginia cop pull officer out of the way. Take control. Okay. Distressing video shows moment man is fatally shot by a police officer while making 911 call about trespassers. That was disturbing. I kind of saw pieces of that earlier. Infants remain found buried. North Carolina couple charged with concealment of death of newborn in dorm room, buried in shallow grave. Gosh, there's hundreds of people out there that thousands, hundreds of thousands that would take that child off your hands free of charge. Maybe one day you would be able to go visit your baby because it was alive and breathing, and you could say I'm sorry. But now the only person you could say sorry to is God. U.S. Navy sailors injured after submarine struck by object. Could you imagine that? I mean, I don't think there's airbags on your submarine. You'd be like, doo-doo, doo-doo. Oh, what did we hit? Flounder. Moving on from the news. Megalodon. Moving on. Bootstraps delivers remarks on the vacation requirements. We gotta see if the deal gets done. Talking about the debt ceiling. Bootstraps enacting the mandates. Blah 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 blah. The January 6th committee issues fresh batches of subpoenas. Oh my gosh, how great would it be if they came and picked up Chabot? Chabot would just like boost up my rating so much. That's awesome. I'd eat so much better than I eat it at home. Sitting in a federal jail, eating better food. I would get 3 meals a day. I don't get that at home. So I wouldn't mind being on this next subpoena. And I would just tell them, like, hey, I was there to take over, and nobody was there to take over with me. The rest of the people there were innocent. I was the only one there to take back the country. Psych! There was a lot of other people there to take back the country, too. Sure of it. Positive. You're sure of it. Oh, let's go back to the chat. Maybe we might get somebody who actually comes in. Nope, nobody's come in yet. And, gosh, is that what that looks like? Well, thank goodness I'm reading it. If it looks like that much like shit. Let's see if I blow it out. Does it make it any better? No, it makes it not better at all. No wonder why nobody hops on. It looks like crap. Can't do nothing about that. It's the way it's streaming. So I guess we're just going to keep reading, taking snapshots, and learning how to do this at the same dang old time. A North Carolina high school teacher has been accused of sharing obscene material with numerous students over Snapchat. I have to go to that North Carolina high school and enroll myself immediately. And no, I'm not going to go to a high school and enroll myself. But them kids, I guess that's detrimental to their brains, because I was shown boobies at an early age, and now all I think about is boobies constantly. Boobies. Let's get on with the news. Boobies. Homicide investigation launched as 18-year-old mother taken off life support after being shot by school officer. That's a shame. I don't even want to read the story because the headline was enough. Breaking Elon Musk moving Tesla headquarters. Okay, we already knew that one. Bootstraps to expand two national monuments that were downsized by Trump. Utah governor disappointed. Of course he'd be disappointed because I don't know. Okay, President Biden to expand two national monuments that were downsized by DJT. Utah governor disappointed. The Biden administration is expected to expand the Bears Ears and Grand Staircase escalate national monuments in Utah. Governor, it's probably something satanic. That's what it is. Maybe they have a picture. Maybe somebody drew a picture. Hopefully they did it with Crown. Alright, let's see what this video has to hold. I think we got 1 minute 48 seconds. Come on.
It is truly a democracy. They have him acting right just within a couple of hours of his appointment.
Utah Dinebikea expressed excitement over President Biden's executive order to look at the boundaries and conditions of Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante national monuments. Monuments that shrunk significantly under Trump's administration.
When the Trump reduced the size, we were never even at the table to even say or to say our part.
Native American tribes regard the Red Rock lands as sacred and ceremonial, where you'll find cliff dwellings and archaeological sites. While it's good news for them, Utah's congressional delegation and state leaders, including Governor Spencer Cox, issued a statement opposing the executive order, saying, "We share a sincere desire to find a collaborative, broadly..."
It's got to be a way that they're funneling money. Definitely got to be a way that they're funneling money. That's the only thing I can think about. I mean, DJT is not my God, nor my Savior, and because right now I think we have to pick up the slack for him. Damn it, we got to take the country back from ourselves. The parents of a 1-year-old boy who prompted a Amber Alert Wednesday night has been charged for leaving the baby alone in a running unlocked car in a grocery store parking lot. Oh, that sucks. And I've done it. I've run into the store to go get a coffee with my kid in the back. I locked the car with it running. I had the keys in my hand, could see the car at all times. It's a local coffee shop. I mean, the whole front is glass. I would feel if somebody ran up, broke the window, was able to, get around the glass, open the door, hop in the driver's seat. I think I would have been there to apprehend the fool and then decapitate him right there in front of my children. That's how exactly I see it going down in my head. And the only reason why I look at 911 stuff is because I don't mind watching people get shot. Hi, dude. I love you too, man. And listen, it's late as hell where you're at, dude. Go to bed. I love you and all. And I haven't seen anything about that dude looking like he relapsed. He always looks like he relapses. But I haven't really seen anything. So, the Mr. Pillow guy, he always looks like he's high. Let's see what we got here. You ready? We got 30 seconds.
Fuck. Joe. Fuck. Fuck. Joe. Fuck. Joe. Fuck. Biden. Fuck Biden. Fuck Joe. Fuck Joe. Biden. Fuck Joe. Biden.
Yes, we definitely are downloading that immediately. That's ours. Okay, so this is what we do. We go to Facebook. This is my Facebook. I am Christopher Carminati, legally. So we're gonna do this, or we can grab it from here. We're gonna go to here. Oh no, we already did that one. Okay, so oh no, now we're tagging people. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and then we go here, and then we're gonna put in here must watch for a let's go Brandon. Okay, so we put that on there, and hopefully we can get somebody on the old FB to have a good old chuckle, like hopefully most of you did. And right, Six Fingers, that thing was awesome, bro. That thing was awesome. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. That was funny. Wait, was that all for We the Media? Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I went all the way down to the bottom. So I do that sometimes when I'm by myself, cause I don't have time to go back to what I missed at, like, when I signing off at 12 o'clock at night. But most of it is just I'm still okay. Here we go. I mean, I don't look at it's just because you saw something that they circled Hillary's name doesn't mean anything. So this is We Are the Media. I don't know who's responsible for We Are the Media. They have really good memes, and they put out some pretty good news articles. So I don't mind using them as a reference, because they always attach their sources. So 6, I don't know if you got the what's the chat's in here. If you saw that, let me put the chat in here, brah. It's just Zoom like it always is, brah. Just Zoom. So if anybody just wants to sign in to Zoom, or not sign in, just it's free. Just go up there. I'm just posting the ID and the passcode there, and it's so funny. Like not funny, but I'm on so many other people's shows, and finally I have my own. And where is everybody? I don't really tell anybody I was having my own show. I don't know. I don't really speak up much for myself. I kind of get like, I don't know. I don't want everything to be about me, but then again, it's like, oh my gosh, it's all about me. So that's kind of strange, because I don't want it to be all about me, but I just have the strength to talk. I can keep talking. I mean, you guys have given me the opportunity to continue to talk, and it keeps me awake. I asked Senate President Fan for an update today, and here is the response. What's the response about? Obviously, he's an interviewer. We the Media guy is really a We the Media guy interviewer. So I don't really read all these words, because these words, they're just so many words. We're gonna move on. I'm sorry. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. We gotta take that one. Definitely would like to have that. That's so funny. What does this say? Someone please explain to me why the actual this picture has been censored. Does it stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone? Is there a naked picture in there? Is there boobies? No, I don't see any boobies. A flower? Oh, I don't know. I'm so confused. Big Tech loves the idea of some new government agency regulating the interwebs because it has the bottomless wallet to buy the people doing the regulating. Where will the people running the regulation come from? Big tech? Where will they go after they work in the Department of Social Media for a while? Back to big tech, see how that works. Regulate big tech the right way. Unleash the lawyers. Why do you think Facebook is so excited about Section 230 reform, the government regulation of big tech? Did it suddenly get caring about free speech and the rights? I have no idea. Maybe this article will tell us. Whoa, how'd that happen? Oh my gosh, that's me. That's me in the corner. Holding the vape, and I'm hitting it like this and blowing it out. Why do people think Facebook is so it's better way that actually bring these creepy nanny statics to heel? It's not traditional regulation, the creation of some sort of Department of Social Media Services and interest of both big tech and Democrats. And it will make the internet substantially less free. That's not a bug, that's the future. Hey, what's up, Six?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm just chilling, bud.
Good. Cool.
Just seeing how. Go ahead.
So I'm just gonna say hello.
Hello. I'm just looking how big tech is going to put together a bigger tech to work on censoring the internet after Section 230 is reformed. But I thought it was actually the repeal of that was to make it better for us. But I guess they have other plans. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing okay. I woke up about an hour ago. I fell asleep early and I missed everything because I got an hour's sleep last night because I was up with you till about I think 6 or 7 this morning.
Holy moly! Yeah. Please don't do that again. I'm gonna end this at my 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Merg. And I definitely don't want to abuse you, sir, and keep you up all hours of the night or morning in your chance. So according to this NBC show, equates founding father slogans as "Don't tread on me" and "Live free or die" as being equivalent to Nazi slogans. That's hysterical. Apparently they don't know what history is, but that's how you spread propaganda.
Oh, they're certainly doing that all right.
And
Big time.
So also a good way to freshen up on a lot of our fights and arguments. Did you ever watch that guy Ben Shapiro?
I think I've come across him a couple of times. Yeah.
He's not a kid. He's probably my age, but he talks like this. He's got a real nasally voice. Oh, listen here.
I know what you mean.
And but he just sits there. He's like a professional arguer, a professional debater. He's really fucking good. And I would definitely recommend watching some Ben Shapiro on the way he handles matters. Because he was handling this one matter about this woman. She was like, "I'm not going to tell you how I register my gender." And then he asked her age, and she was like, "Well, I'm 22." He's like, "Well, why can't you be 70?" She's like, "I just can't just change my age." And he was like, "But you can just change your sex orientation, huh?" Good point. Guy makes a good point.
Crazy. It is. It's just crazy.
just in case nobody has seen, this is Bootstraps on a set trying to act like he's in the White House getting the jabberoonie, and it's a shame. These people are sick.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And how's it over where you're at? Are they really as tyrannical as how I read?
Well, I have a friend who is in, well, she's in the right state at the moment because her husband died a number of years ago, and she went off the rails and got into addiction, and it caused her to lose her son, who was 11 at the time, I think, and the authorities put him into care, and she's had a terrible time trying to retain any custody over him. They've restricted her access, and they've put up all these rules and regulations. And the last time she went to speak to him in August, I think it was, she was only allowed an hour to speak to him, and she wasn't allowed to mention anything about vacations or anything like that. And every time she tried to speak to him, she's just interrupted, and they stopped it basically, so she hadn't spoke to him. Anyway, the thing is, they're blackmailing her to get the young lad to take the jab. And what they're doing is they're saying that all the rest of the children in the school have had it. Basically, he's the odd one out, and she doesn't want him to have it. Anyway, I had a message off her this afternoon. She was desperate, and I wasn't sure what to do because, as I said, I've never come across anything like this before. It's all new, and how do we deal with it? And I managed to find a lawyer that I gave her the contact to. I don't know what's happened from that point, and I'll have to wait and see. But I said that's the only thing I can suggest. You need legal representation. You need somebody there. You need somebody to log what's going on.
Yeah, that's that is disturbing. Like, I mean that you really can't almost stop it. I mean, have you seen what they're doing in some of these countries? They're holding these people down.
Yes, yeah, I'm aware of what's going on. But what I'm more aware of is nothing's getting done. That's the bit that concerns me more than anything else. Is the fact that it's, this is just, it's out of control. And when I watched that video today, the one I sent you of that, the propaganda they're putting out about us, and that is really scary, really, really scary, because the picture that they're portraying of us basically is that we're absolute total imbeciles, and all the things that we believe happened are just conspiracy theories, and we're just nut jobs that don't accept reality. And that is being portrayed to the majority of the public around the globe. This is what's happening because the majority of people watch they watch the TV. They can't get telly's big enough. They want it piped right in their face 24/7, and it's garbage. It's just nothing but propaganda, absolute propaganda and total brainwashing. And that is really what's going on. And what concerns me more than anything else is we've allowed it to progress without actually doing anything about it, and it's become the normal narrative. Yeah, Republicans are nut jobs. Yeah, they just won't accept reality. Right? We know what happened, right? But if we ask any questions about it, you just shut down. It's like we're in the prison of the mind. They're imprisoning our views on. They're just being dismissed. Like we don't matter, and to them we don't, because as far as they can see, they just want to wipe us off the face of the planet. You remember what Kate Darlingship said about I put them in a basket of deplorables.
Okay.
That's what they think of us. That's what they think of us. Deplorables, scum of the earth, vermin, useless eaters. And
well, they're stuck on this giant idea that know exactly where from, that they can trace it for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it goes back to the beginning of time, and their blood is godly, I guess. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a spiritual war for sure. Without any shadow of a doubt.
The numbers thing really messes me up on how they're obsessed with numbers.
Well, I think, yeah, I'm think the thing is, a lot of this stuff is distraction. It was designed to be that way. And I always think to myself, I always go back to the Garden of Eden, you know, and I think to myself, you know, when I say about going back to the Garden of Eden, I'm on about the mindset. I mean, can you imagine? You know, all you've got, there's nothing. Well, there's no mind. There's no mind. There's no thought. There's just acceptance and just everything's perfect. It's just there. There's no conflict, and then all of a sudden, as what's happened as sin comes into the world and it progresses down the chain. We've got to try and get back to that, and that's going to be a hard-won fight. But we have to stand up and turn around and say, you know, people have got to put themselves on the line, and they've got to sit around and say, look, it's unacceptable, right? What is unacceptable is we can't treat each other like this as human beings. I mean, there's so much hatred, you know, so much, like, just blatant nastiness, just horribleness for no reason. You know, it's just like people have bred this hatred into society. And what happened to love and peace? You know, what happened to being kind to each other, being considerate, helping each other, you know, picking each other up when you're struggling, just doing the right thing, you know? I mean, now it's got so crazy, you know, people are scared. If they see somebody broken down by the side of the road, they're scared to go and help because they might get involved in some insurance, or they have to go to court as a witness, and they don't want to get involved. It's got to the point now where somebody could be dying in the middle of the road, and people will just walk over them rather than assist them because they don't want to get involved, because they're scared that they might end up in some sort of lawsuit. I mean, that's scary. That's really scary.
It is pretty scary, sir.
That's not who we are as people. That's not who we are as people. And it's got to stop. And it's got to be put. You know, we have to stand up and say, no, I'm not having it. You know, this is our world, you know? And it's our responsibility to take care of it and not have it stolen from us. And the thing is, they're taking away everything that's good. Everything that was good. That was done, all the work that's been done, it's been destroyed and undone on purpose.
Correct.
Conflict, division.
Correct. So for instance, this article I'm looking at, Senator Loomis slams Yellen over $600 IRS reporting requirement, which this article is reading that the IRS wants all transactions over $600. Stepping way back from probably their old $10,000 transactions. So basically that's them or the movie trying to force you into either losing your assets or moving them somewhere like cryptocurrency. And you're right. You're right. This is all a plan to wake us up in one form or another, because $600 reporting requirement to the IRS. Sorry, sir. I understand that your country already has similar provisions, but that's disgusting in my eyes.
Do you remember a guy called Aaron Russo? Aaron Russo. Aaron Russo.
That actually sounds really familiar. Aaron Russo.
Well, Aaron Russo. Aaron as in Elvis's middle name, Aaron. Right, well, he did an article, he did a documentary, I think it was about 2007, 2008, maybe even earlier. And that's what he was talking about, income tax, how it's illegal and that you don't have to pay it. But when he was going around people in the street and interviewing them, and telling them, did you know questioning them, saying, did you know that income tax is illegal and that you don't have to pay it? And the majority of people were going, that sounds all great and well and good in theory, but you try not doing what the IRS is demanding, they'll come knocking on your door. But by law, it's illegal because it was taken. But the federal reserve, it was taken over in 1930. I can't remember. I'm terrible with dates, but you know what I'm saying. They took it over on that Christmas.
Correct, but I believe in 1891 is when it was okay to start taxing income because they amended the first Constitution and went on to the second Constitution in 1891. And but all those a lot of other taxes happened in the 1920s, I believe, wasn't it? Or was it the 30s with President Roosevelt?
You'd know more about that than me, definitely. It's currency and money and stuff like that. I just remember watching that documentary with Arwen Russo, and he was and some of the stuff that he covered in there. It wasn't just about the tax; it was about the system and how it works and what goes on behind the scenes. There's quite a lot of people come out and exposed a lot of this stuff, and it's been going on a long time. But the thing is, now it's out of control because they've just come straight out. They say that they always have to put everything out there because that's the way it works. They have to show you first, and they're doing that. They're not holding back. As I say, the only solution I see is unity. What you were talking about last night, and our good friend Ronan was saying is, I think the only way this is going to work is if we, people stand up and say, those people that are in this fight, are they in it for the fight, or are they in it for the money? Are they prepared to put everything like that aside while they get on with the job? Or they're just going to continue business as usual? Because that's what's going on. It's like people come in and they have all this passion and all these ideas and everything else. It just subsides and it goes, and everybody goes business as usual. And everybody starts acting daft and cracking jokes and talking about trivia, and shit gets done. No organisation, no communication, jack shit, and off we go. And they just get on with it, and they're laughing at us because they're turning out. They're ridiculing us, and they're calling us imbeciles and idiots to the world. And they've taken over the media, and there's nothing we've done about it. It's like nothing's been done. I mean, why can't we get enough people out of this movement together to just go straight down to Facebook and pull the whole thing down? Yeah, it's like, it's up to the people to do it, to turn around and say, I'm not having that, I'm going to send 30,000 people down there tomorrow, and we're going to sort it, end of. Peacefully. We're saying, this is unacceptable, you're not getting away with it, we're the people, this is our land.
Okay.
The other thing is, and I'll finish on this, right?
Go ahead.
The reason that they walk all over us, right, is because we're pacifists. Right. When push comes to shove, there has to be a point where we turn around and say, right, okay, we want to be peaceful, right? We don't want violence, but there has to be a tipping point where you turn around and say, right, if it goes over this, then we will respond. We will defend ourselves. We will not be walked over like doormats, right? And that's what's happening. They continue to walk over us like doormats because we don't do anything, right? We think the solution is just peacefully protest. That's not done any good. It's not done any good at all. It's achieved absolutely jack shit, right? Because they're not bothered about that. They're not bothered about that. What they need is people stood there in numbers like they did in the old Wild West. When the town came to get taken over, and the sheriff kicked in and got the deputised people and got them together. They're the ones that stopped the baddies. I know it sounds trite, but it's as simple as that. The people have got to sit down and go, no, we're not having this. We have a right, and we're going to stand up and by the Constitution, by God's laws, and that's what this is really about. Is the fact that this is a spiritual battle. We all know it's a spiritual battle, and it's going to be hard won. But if we don't if we don't pull together, unify, and put our differences aside, well, they're going to just come and take everything anyway. I know it, and you know it, and you can say goodbye to life as we've known it. Because we'll be shifting into a new paradigm, right? We've lost control of it. There's nothing we can do about it. Elon Musk is saying that. Elon Musk he's actually turns around and admits that he's afraid about what's happening with the movement of AI and if it gets into the wrong hands, etc. I reckon my prediction, if I'm still here, I reckon in about 12 months' time you'll be able to look out your window and it'll look like the Jetsons. Yeah, you'll be seeing bikes flying past the window and cars, and that's where we're at.
It will be maybe sooner or later. They do have anti-gravity technology. I don't know if anybody knows that. Okay, so a lot of the CIA tapes that you saw released of the space shuttles flying sideways, that is actually, those aren't space shuttles. They probably aren't space shuttles, but those are anti-gravity technology built by the United States of America, and it has to be sideways in order for it to move the way it does.
It's incredible.
That's the way it was explained to me. So, Inspector General reported. Apparently the attorney for the Clinton Foundation has been indicted. But I thought that was old news.
But the thing is, right, it doesn't make any difference because it's a game. It's like if these people want to hold up the progress of something, right, they just do it as a paperwork exercise. They just delay everything. They stop this getting to there, they stop that getting to there. So it just holds up the process. So, that's all well and good. But it's like all the court procedures and all this. They can hold this stuff up for years and nothing gets done. And then they're just laughing. They're just laughing. And the reason they're laughing more than anything else is because they know that most of us don't know how it works. It's as simple as that. Somebody was talking about people getting tax advantages. I think it was about Tony Blair or something. Tax loopholes and offshore accounts and all this sort of stuff. The fact that they've got this advantage that they know all this stuff, they know how the money market works. Most normal people don't. They haven't got that advantage. So it's as George Carlin once said, it's a big club, folks, and you ain't in it.
Yeah, correct. And okay, so real quick, this is oh yes, I seen this. I seen this. This is a great video about the X Factor winner, I believe in Australia. Was it Australia? Okay. So I'm gonna put the link in here for this gentleman, and it's a 5-hour video. I didn't watch the whole thing, but he explains on how it's a sick world in their world that they have. So I'm gonna put it right here, the link for it. It's a 5-hour video. It was a gentleman. I think he was the winner of the X Factor in Australia. So if you just want to give that a look, go right ahead. So sorry, Six Finger. Let me get back to the board real quick. What I wanted to share was something up here. Oh, about Chantix. The quit smoking medication has been linked to cancer. Yes, the Chantix medication that has been trying to stop you from ingesting certain carbon has been putting carbon into your body, and you might as well just YOLO life anyway. Sit in the sun, smoke cigarettes, snort tequila, and shoot cocaine, because it doesn't matter. They're trying to kill you no matter what.
You're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong. There's too many theories out there that or conspiracies that they're just constantly trying to kill us, and we're strong. We are strong as hell. Hey, have you ever seen the videos about them putting metals inside baby food?
No, I haven't. No.
Get the hell out of here! You didn't see none of that? Oh man, what
See,
what what internet are you watching?
the thing is, I've gone past that. Well, none of this stuff surprises me. None of it. It's like nothing shocks me or surprises me because I've seen it all. I've seen what these people are capable of. I know. I don't need any more evidence. I know who they are, what they're about. These people are evil. I knew this was coming. When McKinnon said it straight away, this is what would happen. The enemy would come in, infiltrate the country. Right? They'd get up to all sorts. You've got all sorts of people just flooding in the country. You don't know who they are. They don't know where they're from. You don't know what the agenda is. You don't know if they've come in here to pick up weapons. Nobody's got any idea.
Nobody's got any idea. But here's the thing though. I have to be prepared. I want to be prepared. I don't want to think on my feet. I'm tired of thinking on my feet. And I want to know this stuff. Like for instance, all that information of 15,000 Haitians coming across the American Mexican border. Turns out they weren't even Haitians. They're just dark South Americans. And they were given a book to by the UN on where the safe havens were and the best way to travel to our borders. And so meanwhile, everybody's sitting there trying to think about how 15,000 Haitians got to the Mexico border. Turns out that they weren't even Haitian at all. It's just because they were told to say they were Haitian because there was no extradition or export or ICE gathering on Haitian immigrants. It's
well, it's like the first wave that came in, if you remember, when it was all going on in the beginning, and they were all coming over, and there was guys giving out money to them, and they had brand new clothes, brand new trainers, phones and watches, and the same people were there at the same, all the time. They were doing videos of them, and you'd see the same guy that was passing out the money identified all over the place. And, different actors, and then all that stuff that's come out about these crisis actors. I mean, that was a revelation when that came out.
I figured out who the crisis actors are. I don't know if it's only an idea, but the crisis actors are the ones who have survived their criminal war, and they're just completely brainwashed people. For instance, they're like that movie. I can't remember, but they're the survivors of the war, of their sex trafficking, and they're just so brainwashed they'll do anything. They just think Marxism is the greatest book ever. I can't remember the name of the movie, but they're the winners. They're the champions. They're the ones that survived. PTSD just doesn't exist in their heads. I can't remember the name of that damn movie. It's upsetting me. Oh well.
I don't watch movies. I don't have a TV. I don't watch it. I haven't had one for 30 years. I wouldn't have one in the house. I won't have anything to do with Hollywood. I'm just not into it. I just keep away from it.
Nah, yeah. See, I don't really watch TV. I watch a lot of YouTube. A whole lot of YouTube.
Yes, I do as well. Yeah.
And I don't really involve myself in looking into the war until late at night, because I just won't get anything done. But I do listen to a whole bunch of crypto financial advice all day. So did you guys hear? Six? Did you hear about them putting these stem cells inside of the vacation? And that's how they're kind of easily. That's how they're able to manipulate your genomes.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because I remember I think it was Dr. David Coleman. This is going back months ago, and he was talking about the Moderna virus, the Moderna vax, and he was saying that Moderna, if you split the word up, you've got modified RNA. he gives a full explanation about the RNA and the immune system. And he basically turned around and said that all those people that had the shots in the summer, earlier on in the year, those shots have been incubating, if you like, in their systems for months, destroying their RNA, modifying it so it becomes useless. So the first wave of normal colds that come along, people are just going to be dropping like flies because a normal cold's just going to take them down because they've got nothing to fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so what's on the screen here is it's a baby born with a tail, saying it's from Vacation's parents. I looked up the story. I don't think it's real. But it is in another country. Just to let people know, if you see this story come across, I wouldn't pay any attention to it, but I would pay attention to those babies born with the weird eyes. That I would pay attention to. That was oh, what's up, Ronan?
Hello, gentlemen.
And that was believable. The baby with the eyes. I just couldn't believe that's.
You want to see something really crazy?
Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw this yet. It's on band.video, so I don't know if you can show it. But if you go there, I think it's on like one of their main banners. There's a leak of human-animal hybrids. It's the
I've
most
seen it.
disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life.
Can I just say, sorry to interrupt you, Ronan, but just while it's on my mind, because otherwise I'll forget. There was a video a while back, I don't know if you saw it, and it was when they had I think it was one of the earthquakes, and there were the floods, and one of these laboratories, all the animals and all the experiments, they came out in the flood, and they were getting washed up on the shore, and they're exactly what you said. They were animal hybrids. They were like pigs with human faces and crazy stuff.
This is what China's doing right now. This is
You know, and I don't know how real that is, but you'd mentioned that, and then I saw that today, so you know how these coincidence things are. I just wanted to point that out to you.
Yeah, bro. That was that's what China's doing today. I already know that. I don't know that. Oh damn! I can't get that bigger. Oh yeah, I can. All right. So this is what he's talking about, I believe.
Yeah. Good lord.
No, that definitely doesn't look too CGI'd. No, that it looks pretty believable.
That's because it is, unfortunately.
Okay, so since I've been away from you guys and the news, and I've just been going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. So, for instance, we're 200,000 years old. We've already been experimented on. We didn't come from monkeys. Monkeys came from us. Pigs aren't eaten because pig flesh and human flesh are similar in taste. That's the whole point of a rabbi always watching out what's being slaughtered. The world is just it's oh gosh, I don't even want to go into the Jesus thing because I don't want to break people's spirits.
Well, I'm sure you've heard of like some of the ingredients in the food we eat, some of the stuff they call natural flavoring that may allude to some of the natural flavoring in the fruits and vegetables that are in the product we're consuming, however, really are not that.
Yeah, correct. It's natural because it came from Earth. That's why they're calling it natural. It's not really natural at all. What we would perceive.
I'm talking about like soil and green type preservatives. Are you familiar with that phrase?
No, I am not. Let's see.
That's from an old movie. Oh yeah, you could look it up, and it should give you the.
You said soil and green preservatives.
Soil and green.
Solent, isn't it? SOL.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember the name of that movie it's from, but it's an old movie.
Anyway, thanks
Oh,
for coming on.
okay.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys too. It didn't notify me that you were on. I just wanted to pop in and say hi. I'm sure you guys are probably almost ready to wrap it up here.
Well, yeah, I was gonna wrap it up around 11 o'clock. I'm just still getting used to this. I apologize to so many people who actually jump on and watch me go nowhere. But okay, check
It's
it.
actually spelled Soylent.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, SOY. You're right. Soy boy. Yeah.
Oh, soy. Okay, I was hearing soul green preservative. No, I never heard of this.
I guess just to clarify, I use that as a term. That's a movie. So in part of that movie, what happens is they actually are feeding people back to people in a sense.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
nutrients that they're eating that's keeping them healthy and thriving is this soy and green stuff, and in our food, some people are saying that that's called natural flavoring, where you see on the list of ingredients it'll say contains.
Oh, bro, that everything I eat almost contains natural. Gosh.
So, for example, say like water, sugar, dextrose, citric acid, salts, all the ingredients on there, and then it'll also have on the list natural flavor. Oh, well, what's that?
Yeah.
Why
Good
would
point.
you just put like orange extract if it's from oranges or something?
Yeah.
It's a concoction. It's a patented word. That means it's a certain ingredient. It's not what we would commonly think of as just a natural ingredient.
Correct, because it's a fixed system. To make you believe. It's so disturbing to really know all this or to really find all this out.
Well, they
But
consider the armed. They consider the police to be their dogs, their pigs. The army to be their dogs, and they consider us to be the useless eaters, and that's why they attack us in our food.
you're absolutely right. Sorry, let me just go back to the chat real quick. Check Underworld International into Much V. Check out Burden World site rap songs tell Budin. Okay. Okay, we're Burden World make it go viral. I don't know what Burden World is. Anybody else? Burden World site. We're gonna check it out. Sorry, everybody.
You'll just do what you do.
And I don't know how other people do it. It's
Just do it.
Is
It's
this-
called improvisation?
is this it? Burden World. It's he's a rapper. Released 2018. Let's go back to the chat. Salva Green, Charleston Heston played in the. Oh, is that it? Salva Green, Charleston Heston played in the movie.
Yeah, that's the movie.
Oh yes, Henry Nutt. Give it up for Henry Nutt. 2 fingers.
Way to go.
2 fingers.
And no, I'm always down for learning new stuff constantly, because this is what it's about. Oh, you douche.
Can I just come in? That's one of the things I was getting really frustrated with, because personally, I've been in this since 2008, right back to David Icke, following all this stuff. And I can remember a time when we had a live chat on there, and I think at one time we had about 70 of us. That was the pinnacle of it, and then it got taken down. But yeah, we've been. I can't believe that people didn't know the stuff that. This has been going a long time. There's a lot of people doing a lot of research, and trying to warn others, and nobody seemed to be listening. It's the same thing with David Icke. You know, they made him out to be a conspiracy nut job, but now that guy's filling out stadiums because people are finding out that what he was saying is true.
Correct.
The warnings that he's put out is exactly the same thing. It's like his message is basically fire. That's where we're at. Yeah. Shout fire.
Correct. Everybody knows to go to DuckDuckGo to find better search results for their stuff, right? Everybody knows that. I just want to let you know, DuckDuckGo. You'll get better search results. You gotta rent that for $2.99. Let's try to stream it for free. Chalk that one up.
Good show, Jabal.
That's a well. Thank you. No, thank you. We're still learning, and yes, you may say good show, but sir, I feel we could do better.
No, I definitely think so. Yeah, but
thank you.
As you said last night, you've got to start somewhere.
Correct.
So
So you can I believe you can watch this movie for free on Vimeo. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna post the movie in the description below if anybody wants to give that a go. I'm Diana Nutt. Oh, hi Diana Nutt. Now I get it. I was thinking Henry Nutt was not Diana Nutt, like you were like Mrs. or Mr. Not Mrs. I'm simple. Moving on from the news, but no, just kidding, guys. Sorry, but no, yeah, no. Okay, so I don't know how talk shows actually do it. How do they share the news but yet still have a talk show?
they do exactly what you're doing now.
Okay.
It's fake news. They know about it beforehand.
Ooh,
This is the best way to do
I
it.
like
Doing
that.
it in real time. Doing it in real time. It's live. It's real.
Right. I want to get one of them boards where you go, you touch it and it makes noise like ting. I don't know what they're called.
The channel will be as good as the people who contribute to it. So the more the people get to know about it, the more people are going to come.
Yeah,
That's the way it
you
looks
gotta
like.
have a way for people to contribute. You know, a PayPal, a Venmo, or something.
Well, what you were saying last night, you've got good ideas about this. I have to personally, I'm no good with YouTube and all that sort of stuff and monetization. And I'm not here for the money. I'm just here to contribute. That's just what I can. But I'm not here to make money. I understand that some people need that to support different things. But personally, but you seem to have all that knowledge and I've got great respect for people who understand all this tech and being able to do it. But that's not my forte.
Yeah, definitely not my forte either. Oh, how about this? A man accused of killing 3 people, his pharmacist and 2 others for I guess giving people the jabberoonie. It's getting real. People are really feeling like once it gets inside their system, their life is over and somebody has to pay. That's I don't know. Gosh, I would want to see what happens if they would try to put it near my skin.
Did you hear about what's happened over here regarding truck drivers?
Yeah, wait, no. Let me just not try to
Okay.
lie.
None of the truck drivers want to do the job because they're getting treated like shit and paid shit, so they don't want to do it. And things are looking pretty grim coming up to. Right, over here, the truck drivers are quitting. They don't want to do the job. Right, so we're having problems with fuel deliveries and stuff like that. And as you know, there's things like canning factories where you've got companies that make these meals, ready meals and canned foods and all that. They're running out of things like tin trays, foil trays, and cans, and so you can see what's headed down the highway. But regarding the lorry drivers, they've quit working. They don't want to do the job anymore because of the conditions and the way they're treated and the pay. And as a result of that, they've decided over here that they're going to drop the drug testing laws so they can recruit people to drive the lorries. Right? Now you think the dangers of that, right? You're going to have some guy in charge of a 30-ton trailer who's off his fucking head on fentanyl, you know? Because they're not going to drug test them, they're going to take anybody to drive these wagons because they're so desperate, because they'd rather have anybody do the job than pay the wages. And this is the insanity that I see about all these people with these offshore accounts and tax havens and all this money, billions and billions. You know, these people like Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and these people, they've got, they're just obscene amounts of money, and yet they can't afford to pay nurses a decent living wage, and they can't afford to pay lawyers. It's abuse. It's bullshit. It's total bullshit. It's like, how do you get your head around it? So, like, what's going to happen now when now these people are quitting their jobs and they don't want to work? And the other thing is, with the lockdowns, lots of people have said, no, stuff this. I don't want to go and do a regular job anymore. I'm going to stay at home with my family. So the whole paradigm of everything we've ever known is changing as we're sitting here speaking. Everything. And it's not looking good. And until people wake up and start taking action. And as we said last night, unite, get these channels together, get people on the same page.
Have a 24-hour broadcast. We would have to do this. Okay, so I know what you're saying. We really shouldn't rewrite anything. We should do exactly what they're doing. We have an agenda that's put up on the board every 8 hours on what we have to push, and all of us would have to be on the board and make it like our own CNN, where we.
This is what I've been trying to say to you for ages, right? It's a piece of piss, right? We could do this, right? And the thing is, I don't know about you, but on most nights I might get an hour or 2 hours sleep. I spend thousands and thousands and thousands of hours watching videos and searching this information, that information. And, I'm constantly doing it. It's hard fucking work. Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
No, you're cool. You're good. You're cool. Because I cursed right behind you.
I'm sorry. But I work hard at this. I mean, that's why I love Mr. T, is because, he just gets by on a McDonald's and the joy of the challenge. That's what I love. I love being in that fight. I love doing it. Being there, being part of it, and that's what excites me. And meeting new people, and knowing that you're trying to change something, that you're contributing something, instead of sitting on your arse doing jack shit.
Correct. And but people are all gonna want to start making a contribution because we're really the first ones in the fight. So I really think that we can start this off properly and right. The country's so big, though. I don't know how the hell they were able to fix it.
The other thing is, right, I haven't been following this shit for a while. Right? I had to take some time out because it's just getting crazy, and I don't know what's going on with all these other channels because I'm not following them. But there's certain people, instead of you guys backbiting each other, right, which is just what they want, and pulling each other to bits, right, we need to turn around and say, right, listen, who is in this for the fight, right? If you're in this for the right reasons, then we want you with us, right? If you're not, there's the door, yeah? Don't bang it on your way out, right? We don't want you. If you're not 100% in this, get in this. There's no use. If you're just here to line your pockets, right? Can't you see what a distraction all this bloody Bitcoin trading, all this trading that's going on? People are obsessed with it, right?
I'm obsessed with it.
Right. But the thing is, what you've got to realise is, right, all that fucking shit that you're trading, right, it's all being logged, and the enemy knows exactly who's got it. It's Nazi Germany, right? Just look into Hitler World War II and IBM and the punch card system. They knew what they'd got before they got there. right? And when they turn out and say, right, there's an ounce of gold missing. Where is it? And they probably put it under the floorboards. The next thing, this rifle butting the children and the old people, right? That's what we're talking about, right? That's fucking reality, whether people like it or not. Jeff said it, right? This is what we're up against, and unless we take action and do something about it, these fuckers are just laughing their tits off at us, right? Because they're going, they're clueless morons, they're imbeciles, right? Everybody thinks they're nut jobs, right? Because we're asking questions, right? And not just accepting the spiel, right? They're painting a picture of us into 80% of society, right? That we're the ones in the wrong, that they got it right. They're doing the right thing. Everything that they're pushing is correct. Everything we're talking about is just nutcase lunatics, right? Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not perfect. Loads of my friends could say I'm fucking nuts. Well, I'd rather be fucking nuts and boring. You know, at least I'm real. At least I'm authentic. I haven't got any agenda going on in the back of my mind. What you see is what you get. I'm just here. I want people to understand the truth. And sometimes that truth, when you're watching this stuff, it's fucking painful. It's hard to take on board. But if you're going to run away from it and avoid it and not stand up and face it, then you're a fool. And Jesus said to us, didn't he? It's easier for a rich man to walk through the eye of a needle than the camel to go through it. Well, you know the phrase, right? I sound like Joe Biden, I'm just tired, right? But you know what Jesus said. You've got to forget about the world. You've got to forget about the materialism, right? Because that's going to mean jack shit if we don't win this war. Because the enemy's going to just fucking take a lot of it. All your shipping boats, cars, all that stuff that you're stashing. Yeah, your garage full of fucking vintage £1 million cars. Yeah, and you fucking, this channel, it's not business as usual, guys. You've got to pull those resources, and you've got to be able to, come up with a channel like CNN, right? The people's fucking media, right? And you've got to pull that money into doing that, right? You've got to use that money, because if you don't use it, if you don't use those resources, what use are they? Think about it. It's just selfish greed. I watch guitarists and they do these channels and shit, and they've got like 40 fucking guitars behind them. All these amps they don't need. Listen, guys, if you can't do it on a fucking acoustic, you might as well give up. Okay, you don't need all that shit. If you go to a gig, you plug your guitar in the amp. If you want a bit of gain, you put a pedal in front of it, or you want a bit of delay, whatever. Half that shit, if you haven't used it in the last 6 months, you don't need it. Right? And if you don't fucking need it, give it to somebody who does need it, or get rid of it and use that money for something useful. Yeah? Support your local fucking communities. Use the money for something good. Stop stashing it. There's no pockets in the shroud. Look, I'm sorry to get off on my high horse, but this is the way I feel about it. Right? And I'm just saying it as it is. We've got to pull together. Right, and we're not imbeciles. We're all intelligent people, and everybody's got a role to play. And I'll come out of that, and I'll leave it open to Roman.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead.
I think
I'm
I'd
here.
just like to add. Oh, sorry, Joel.
No, I said I'm here. You said I said I'm here. I was just appearing to be attentive. But go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to kind of thinking about this earlier. So there's this common understanding, I guess, that a lot of people in our community have, that once 80% of people are woke, there's going to be something, right? I don't know how true that is or not, but that's what I've heard. The last metric in regards to that, it was like 78.6% or something like that, woke, if you will, or awake, or they can see through and know something's going on, and that we're not given the truth. And I think part of what we need to keep in mind also is, with like every blunder we see through the mainstream media, every outrageous overreach that we know they've been doing for years. you can't tell me that they just started reporting people's transactions to the IRS, or they just started, basically watching everything we've been doing. Since the conception of the internet, we've known that there's two pipelines. You're doing something through the internet, and exactly everything you're doing is being copied and made an image of for them. And that's something Snowden came out and said, right, years ago.
Yes, correct.
So that's nothing new. So all this stuff that's happening right now is a reminder of that. And in every ridiculous overreach of a story, or how outrageous it is, it's just waking up more people. And it could be just 0.0001% of people with every crazy story. And then, it's our job to kind of remind people of that. Yeah, not only are they doing this for at 600, but they've been doing this, forever, for the longest time, for as long as they've had the opportunity to, as long as they could, as long as there was a digital format in which they can see transaction going through, credit cards or whatever. Yeah, they've been keeping an eye on it. Don't think they haven't been. Right, so I don't see it doom and gloom. I really do think that this is going to turn around, and more people are waking up. And I think, what do you guys call them? Potato? What's the...
Yeah, potato, bootstraps. It doesn't, we get it.
You know what I'm talking about? All
Yeah,
right.
correct.
I think so. Him kind of being where he is doing a better job in waking people up than if DJT took his rightful place, if you ask me. They would have seen him they would have seen him as an insurrectionist. He took over. He's a dictator. He took over by force and power, even though he would have been in the right to do so. But the fact he didn't, he let Potato and Bootstraps make fools of themselves over and over and over again. The guy can't walk up a flight of stairs, yet he's ruling the best country in the world we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So in this way, it causes less harm to people's psyche, and also those that may actually take up arms and do something in that sense are kind of sitting back right now and watching this and
You're okay.
communicating with people and reminding them,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And but that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. And who's going to be in the way is the police, and they're the good guys. So 80% of the people step up. I mean, it's not going to be a good thing, but this is war, and people do get hurt in war.
Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
Right. We are the ones who need to become the police by volunteering. People need to volunteer. Right? They need to put themselves up for service. It's all about unity, service, and recovery. That's what it's about. Volunteer.
Just a reminder also that police stands for Policy Enforcement Agent. They're not,
right.
Holding the Constitution. That's not their first priority. Their priority is to uphold the policies that are put in place by agencies and, quite frankly, people in power that were not elected. So, not that I want to portray the police in an ill light by any means, but we need to be careful with that because, we have different, in the United States anyway, we have county sheriffs, we have state police, we have different levels of these policy enforcement agents, if you will, that are not only, they're enforcing those policies, they're generating revenue for the agency. Now things are starting to kind of change, it seems like, right? And we've noticed a lot more of them have quit. And, they're not complying with any of this. And then now these agencies are doing whatever they can possibly to recruit people that they can control, right? A lot of those like leftist mentalities that they can control to enforce their policies. But we need to keep in mind is what our Constitution and the rights that it affords us as people and what it outlines as crimes. Crimes are murder and rape. Okay, so when you're faced with a policy enforcement officer and they're asking you and they're talking to you and you say, and they're, I pulled you over, you're going 50 miles an hour in a 25 mile an hour zone. Do you understand me? when you agree to that, you're taking on that law. You're agreeing to that agency having that authority over you.
I,
What do you think would happen if you said to that officer, "No, I don't understand you"?
and then he'd break
He's
it.
gonna
He'd
make
break.
you.
Yeah, he'd break it down for you.
He's gonna make you understand, right? Even though that's not a crime, that's a policy. That's something that is put in place. It's not over the Constitution, right? So I mean, there's these types of things to keep in mind. I'm sorry, I just got a notice from Zoom. We okay?
Yes, we're totally okay. I'm listening and just still keeping myself fresh with the news, and that this really isn't bad. If I could just work faster and more sufficient, we can really put this together. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go off on a tangent. If you want to stay on a certain subject, just let
No,
me
no,
know.
no, 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 no. You're totally good. No. This is just a talk show, as I learn. I mean, I'm just trying to work out some kind of formula. It's just not there yet. We talked about it last night about doing this and then possibly doing the news and posting it in the morning time, and we just have to figure out how it would work. And
What's really interesting.
go ahead.
Really interesting. I was talking about this to Jeff, and I've been going on about this for ages, and I'm just saying, if we could just have a meeting, and like just a couple of us, just to talk, and all of a sudden Roman turns up. Where 2 or 3 are gathered together, there will I be. Amen. Look, there are no coincidences, simply divine providence, period. People can argue with me till they're blue in the face, but I've lived this life. I've seen what God can do. I've seen what He's done. And I witness it all the time. And I know that the age of miracles are right. I've seen them. I've seen things I couldn't put it into words. Just simple little things. Not like somebody will text me and say, I'm after such and such, and 5 minutes later I'll go downstairs and somebody will say, hey, do you know anybody wants such and such? I'll think, thank you. Or I'll come back from shopping, right? There's a parking space somewhere there. I go, thank you. Just simple little things. Because I think you look after me all the time. You take care of everything, literally everything. And I say thank you because I know who's driving the car. I know who's running the show, and it's not me. Right? I've got a new manager, one who's all powerful. Yeah, he provides what we need, provided we stay close to him and perform his work well. Established on such a footing, we become less and less interested in ourselves, our little plans and our ideas, and we become, I can't remember the next bit. I used to know that book off by heart, but we become interested in seeing what we can contribute to life rather than what we can take out of it. And if we follow those principles, I just love that program so much. It's given me so much freedom, and it's given so many other people freedom to understand that, that I can't, but we can. And if we replace that I with we, because that's the human condition, this is where we all fall down. It's selfishness, self-centeredness, and we're consumed with ourselves. And we have to once we can understand the I, self, me. And my first sponsor once said to me, he said, if you haven't had a drink for 36 hours, alcohol is no longer your problem. He says, alcoholism is your problem. And he said, now, if you take the word alcoholism and put a line through it, what have you got? And he said, well, you've removed the alcohol. What are you left with? The ism. I, self, me. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. We've got to get out the I, self, me and become the we. We the people. Get it? Yeah, not I the people. We the people, under God's grace, under God's love, and doing it the right way, loving each other and trying to understand what's going on with our supposed enemies, the people that God also created, right? Do people understand the level of mental and emotional illness that's going on in this planet at the moment? Do people realise how much suffering's going on? It's unprecedented, right? But there's a solution. there's a solution, and that's the message we need to get out to people: is look, it doesn't have to be like this, right? But when I watch these people, and they're just constantly, they're making ridiculous amounts of money with these YouTube channels and different things, and all they do is they're buying this, that, and the other. And what are you put? Never mind taking. What are you putting out? What are you going to do? Those channels, I'm not going to mention any names, but they know who they are. They need to start putting in, because they're making fucking millions. Right? And they need to start sharing it, start living like the Native Americans. The Native Americans, that's how they live. They live as a community and they share things. And those people who haven't, they help out. That's what we've got to do. Right? Not keep it all. You can't take it with you, and if you don't do something with it, it's like, you see these people, I see it all the time, old pensioners and that, they've got thousands in the bank, but they're scared to spend a penny, and they're on about leaving it for their children and all this. The children don't need it. The children can stand up on their own feet. Most of them have got families and businesses and all sorts. They don't need it. Listen, go on holiday, go and do the things you want to do. If you want to go and see China, whatever it is, go and enjoy it. Live your life. Do it, right? Because it's just foolish. It's just foolish otherwise. Share what you've got. If you're a guitarist and you see another lad and he's trying to learn, he hasn't got much money, give him a fucking guitar and an amp. You don't have to make money on everything. Sometimes you lose money. It doesn't matter. You win some, you lose some.
Just to kind of give you my 2 cents on that too, I think I've kind of been seeing that a lot more in my local community and in the online community. People being generous and sharing and extending whatever it may be that they may need if they have a need. I know I've seen prayer all over the place, which is probably the best thing you can offer somebody. When it comes down to it, when I need something and I kind of have to review if I really need it, I suppose. If it's something I think I need, sometimes I don't really need it. It's kind of what you were saying.
I always say that sometimes the things that I need are not what I want, and the things that I want are not what I need. Because sometimes what I need is a kick up the backside, or bringing down to earth. And that's why I need friends, because friends are the people who tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. Right? Your enemies are going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to lick your backside, bum you up, and give you all the shit. I love you and all this shit. Listen, if you want to know if somebody loves you, talk to them about money when you haven't got any. Right? My granny used to always say that to me. Listen, you want to know who your friends are? Either call on them for money, or see what happens if you get a long prison sentence. See how many come to visit you. No, because once out of sight, out of mind. And Jesus says, did you visit me in prison? Try it. See what happens. What's it like, my brother Chibol? What's it like in the big house?
It's scary because nobody's there. They don't work with you. They're not there to be your friend. Everybody's just there to do their time, and some people are just to do their time and use you as a pincushion. I was nobody's pincushion. I was willing to fight for my life to prevent myself from being a pincushion. And it's absolutely horrible. And I do wish it upon some people, like these deep cabal mofos who deserve every bit of it, of what's coming to them.
What does it feel like when you can't walk out in the woods or cuddle your dogs or talk to your children?
Correct.
Yeah, and you can't see them. You can't see the trees.
And you just miss so much about life. But gentlemen, I'm gonna just go through with the things I gathered for tonight, and I'm gonna call it a night and go to bed. and I'll try to get this done faster in the future. Okay, so Arizona launches Cyber Command Center after logging 800,000 security attacks in September. As the cyber ninjas were doing their audit, they received numerous amounts of cyber attacks, mostly by the deep cabal, trying to find out the information that they wanted. Now, I was watching the thing they had today in Arizona about questioning the people about the deleted roles. Well, the roles were not deleted. They were only deleted so they could be handed over to the cyber ninjas blank, but they backed up the data and totally omitted the avoiding giving totally omitted disregarding the subpoenas that were handed directly to them. So they will be going to jail and openly admitted that. Moving on to the next story, which is Dow rises 300 points as investors cheer short-term debt ceiling solution. These people who rig the system aren't going to lose the money, because what's going to wind up happening is they're going to pull their money out of Wall Street and put it into crypto, and this just gives them a longer solution to figure out how they're going to move their trillions of dollars. Excuse me. Moving on, NSA director says public can expect ransomware attacks every single day for the next 5 years. This is just saying to me that that they're just trying to prepare our minds for all these corporations to go down, and to maybe us losing our money or shipping foods somewhere, companies being shut down, and they're just trying to prepare us for it, and it's absolutely sad. So what is Space Force for, and why aren't they working for us? Moving on from the news to okay, so Senate passes temporary debt ceiling deal. The vote was 50-48 with the 11 Republicans voting to pass the debt ceiling bill. I don't have them names, but the bill is going to be passed through December 3rd at $480 billion. I wonder if they chip any of that off of the $4.1 trillion. So does that mean it's going to be 3.98 trillion dollars? I don't think so. There's probably still keep it the same, right? I think so. January 6th committee issues new subpoenas for leaders of Stop the Steal group. They're issuing a whole bunch of subpoenas for people to answer questions. I really hope I'm one of these people, and they really push my name out there so I can stand up there and say I was the only person there trying to take back the country. That's really why I want my name to be on a subpoena. I just thought this was cool. It's just Facebook that is represented like the communist flag. I should just stop what I'm doing right now and put that to Facebook, and just to see what happens. People, I hope it like really like jitters somebody's like underbelly. I don't know. I said underbelly. That's funny. And how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's doing good. Any stories that catch your eye so far that you like?
Yeah, that one you're talking about, we need to be careful for ransomware for the next 5 years.
Yes, this one right here.
How do they know that?
How do
they know that?
Correct. Okay.
Why not 6 or 7 years?
So that
3 years.
That was the Washington Examiner, and this is the Washington Post. Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's what I was trying to find out also.
I don't mean in the sense of like fact check or anything like that, but I mean obviously they're setting it up. That's why they know that. That's specific information right there. That's a warning. That's like the devil's got to tell you what he's going to do before he's going to do it. There it is.
Correct.
Correct. So what? So okay. So yeah, it was posted 2 days ago. Also covered by the Wall Street Journal. Um, so so pretty much, what are we behind in technology? Do we need to hire better hackers? Are okay? No. You know what? I know why they know it's going to take 5 years, is because they're still waiting for it to upload. They must be on 3G. That's the problem. They're on 3G.
But don't forget, right, as well, they've already designed a virus that can tell the time and count.
Yes, correct, and it shuts down bars and it can go through the side of your mask, so you got to wear two of them. And if two of them doesn't work, you have to put your head in a fish tank and learn how to breathe that way. Make sure it's filled to the brim. Go ahead.
Do you know if ransomware is that something that can be used to hold up cryptocurrency?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely sure of it. It could probably definitely stop you in the middle of a transaction and mimic a website or mimic a site and steal your passcode.
Yeah, ransomware is where you'll click on something and it'll look like it's Microsoft doing it. It looks really legitimate.
Correct. Yeah.
And so whenever you've done it, it puts a Trojan on the computer. When it's finished doing it, it turns around and says, unless you do da-di-da, pay this to da-di-da or whatever, it's going to destroy all your files.
Correct. Yeah, I looked into that when I was downloading my crypto apps to see who had the most secure site. But even Coinbase was hacked just the other day for $2 million.
Well, this is the irony of it, is the fact that the people who sell you the antivirus software are the people who create the virus.
Well, they all have a backdoor. They're all backdoored. But that ransomware thing that's really funny because right now crypto's at $2 trillion. Could you imagine locking up one of those markets?
So you have, on one hand, they're reporting to the IRS $600 or more.
You saw that?
Hand,
That's a great.
That, using crypto, they'll just steal your money. Is what they're telling you.
Correct.
Exactly. I mean, okay, right. So, say for example, this crypto thing crashes. Who's going to argue with who? What, you're going to send emails to each other, moaning? Yeah, what? It's not like It's not like going to the bank, is it? You can't knock on the door and go, "Oi, where's my fucking money?"
Correct. Yeah, and you really shouldn't complain either because crypto is really too good to be true of a market.
But too good to be true. It's what's known as pie in the sky. It doesn't exist.
Yes, I did invest 3 months ago, but in 3 months, in just 72 hours, I multiplied my money by 500 times. It's like it feels like a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, so what about Russia then? Right, when these people have got thousands and thousands of these banknotes, and the shops have got no food in them, they're with jack shit. Remember that? Who dictates the value of the economy?
We're supposed to. We're not.
But that's not what's happening. Independent companies are doing it. Independent companies are taking over the banking. That's what's happening.
Well, that's what crypto is, though. If we could just got if we could have just got all the farmers to take crypto for their food instead of taking the American dollar to destroy their crops, we wouldn't be having a food shortage.
I don't think farmers would be a hard sell on that. I don't think they're big fans of the government right now, and if they could do something to circumvent them and keep them out of the loop, they'd be all for it. They all have cell phones.
Correct.
You know what I mean? I'm not against cryptocurrency by any means. I myself also invested in it and have made money. So I'm not against it by any means. I was just kind of pointing out that right now it seems like they're warning us about that potential threat of ransomware.
Correct.
On hand, as a means of commerce, if you will, and then on the other hand, they're also reporting any transaction you're doing through the regular banks, right?
Right.
So they're really on top of
Right.
this financial situation.
There,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
What you're saying there, right? If you think about this, right, putting it in simple terms, right? I'll give you an example. In the UK, well, it's the same in America, but I think it's the same everywhere. All these different companies, like, that offer you different packages on your internet and broadband and stuff like that, they all actually rent their lines off the main, like for example here, the telephone here, the main company is British Telecom, and everybody rents their lines from them. And what happens is, right, if you get any problems, you go to the company, they'll blame it on the telephone, on BT. When you get on BT, you say, no, there's nothing wrong with that. You need to get onto your internet service provider. You do that, they send you back to BT, and you're in this little loop. That's exactly what they'll do with the ransomware, right? When they decide to crash it, yeah, they'll blame it on hackers and ransomware. It wasn't their fault, and unfortunately, you've lost a lot.
that's possible, and I do believe that, but we're just gonna have to see what the future brings, and I'm gonna have to move on to the next story if you don't mind, or a couple. Sorry guys, we could always bring back stuff, and but top secret CIA cable admits dozens of agents abroad are being captured, killed. So to me, what that says is a lot of bad actors are being revealed, if not good actors in the agency that should be splintered into a million pieces, or being just being grabbed all over the world, because they are an asset to some countries. And so I guess they would be our assets if they were a white hat or a good actor, I would say. Moving on from the news to Americans' top 25 private schools are pushing anti-racism, equality, initiatives. Equality initiatives. Okay. But yes, what we saw yesterday was the
Equity.
Equity and initiatives, right?
Equity initiatives.
Initiatives. All right, good. Thank you very much for helping me out, Six Fingers. It's late, and I just learned the word maybe. But okay. So what we saw yesterday was the Attorney General for the United States of America. His son-in-law is actually the owner of the publishing company who is responsible for putting all these books into the schools. So it's not what you know, it's who you know and what you're trying to spread. So that's where all these anti-racism and equity initiatives are coming. Initiatives. Good job, Six Fingers. Thank you for that support. It makes me sound so much smarter.
It's true saying that it's not what you know, it's who you know, how well you're connected.
Correct. So this correct. Real quick. So this was a story put out by the Washington Post. I just thought it was kind of funny that the Washington Post put out an opinion piece about the removal of Anthony F. Face Fauci, and should he step aside and resign. I didn't read the whole article, but Anthony F. Face Fauci is almost 80 years old. So why has he been in place for so long, and why doesn't he enjoy retirement like the rest of people? Does he have something that he's trying to see through? I think that might be the case. Does anybody else think he has something to see through?
I think you might be onto something on that one.
And I think so too. So we also have this article on the U.S. government ordering Google to provide users search data report. So pretty much we just talked about this not too long ago, about they are taking an image of everything you search.
Yeah.
and they're pretty much using it as keyword warrants. Whatever you search, and that's the data that they have marked and keyed. There's somebody in the government is going to be looking at your screen, your phone, or your computer at that time, because you have now hit that keyword keyword warrant, where they can now just jump into your onto your search engine and watch it live.
Does that say which government agencies
Uh,
that order to Google?
let me go into let me see if I saved it. So this would have been a U.S. I think this would have whose article would this have been? New York Post. Yeah, it's New York Post. Okay, New York Post. Let's grab this. Let's copy it. Let's go into. Maybe I already saved it. No. Okay, either way, we'll just go into the search engine. Let's put it here. Let's paste it. Enter. Okay, the U.S. federal government is secretly ordering Google and other search engines to track and provide data on anyone who searches certain terms through keyword warrants, according to the new report. In recent years, only 2 such warrants have been made public, but accidentally unsealed court documents obtained by Fords show the government has been making these requests far more frequently. The unsealed warrants stemmed from a 2019 federal investigation in Wisconsin, where investigators were searching for men they believed had taken part in trafficking and sexual abusing a minor. In an effort of tracking them down, officials ordered Google to provide any information on users, including names, IP addresses, and cookie IDs, that searched the victim's name, 2 spellings, and her mother's name and her address over 16 days throughout the year. Google provided the data in mid-2020. Forbes reported through the document did not say how many people had their information sent to federal investigators. The warrant supposed to be secret, and the Justice Department only became aware of the leak after the outlet reached out for comment. The investigation is still ongoing, and the warrant has since been sealed. Only 2 keyword warrants were made public before the Wisconsin case. So no, they just used the Department of Justice.
Can I
Go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that would be a good indication of which government bureau is probably more likely on our side, because they're being kept in the dark. If they need to go to that lengths to get that information, to put it in there, we know, we have, going back to Snowden, they, make a copy of everything anyway. The far leftists, they're doing what they want, regardless of what law says what. They're just doing it. They don't need a warrant.
Correct. Okay.
This
Go ahead.
is a group of probably white hats that are being kept in the dark, and they're fighting, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. And also, what's really funny in that story is 16 days prior to when it happened and that girl got abducted, or what that story said, they were able to find out who was searching for that girl 16 days prior. So that means they were able to go back into history to find out who was searching for this girl's parents, in-laws' names, schools, all that stuff 16 days prior. So they didn't even have to know who these people were right then and there. They were just looking for these keywords on who was exactly searching those keywords. Keyword warrants, they call them. Wow. Thank you so much.
Information was held somewhere for 16 days, if not
forever. Yeah, that's scary, dude. Thank you.
Time to come in.
Somebody's trying to come in.
Can I come in?
You can come in. Cut on in. You're cool.
Okay. What I was thinking when you were talking then was what David Icke calls the problem, reaction, solution and how they create the problem, and then they wait for the public's reaction, and then they bring about the solution which had already planned. But the thing is, now you've got a new paradigm on that one, meaning that they create the problem, they also create the reaction using crisis actors, right?
Yes.
And it gives them quick access to pass more legislation, because that's what it's about. They create a false flag, then they create the narrative, and then that gives them the power, or they think the right, to just rush through legislation. Right? That's what this is about, and that's what they're doing.
Damn right. Damn right. So this comes out of the U.S. Department of State. Transparency in the U.S. nuclear weapons stockpile. The United States is releasing newly declassified information on the U.S. nuclear weapons stockpile to update the information previously released in September 2017. Increasing the transparency of states' nuclear stockpiles is important to unproliferation and disarmament efforts, including comments under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty and efforts to address all types of nuclear weapons, including deployed and non-deployed, and strategic and non-strategic. So pretty much what this is saying to me is we are giving the bad guys our playbook, and all they have to do is just build 3,751 nuclear warheads, and they have more nuclear warheads than we do. So this is just making our playbook as transparent as possible. It's like a wet T-shirt contest without the nipples. It's horrible. Sorry, I'm a pig. Everybody should already know I'm a pig.
No, you're not.
It'd be interesting to compare the report that's to be coming out to the report from 2017 and see the differences.
Oh, you know what? That's actually probably in there. So in 2020 they had 3,750 warheads. The fiscal year 1967, approximately 80% reduction, because they had 22,217. And when the Berlin Wall fell in that's when the Berlin Wall fell. So in 1967, we had 31,255 nuclear warheads in our stockpile. So yeah, that's an 80. So we had an 88. Okay, so I'm dyslexic. I obviously read all that backwards. So we had an 88% decline from 1967, and an 83% decline from 1989. Oh my gosh! So you know who was in the house after that? It was George, Bill, George, and Hussein. Damn it! I don't know. You don't have to be a code breaker to read that.
Common sense,
right? Okay, so Putin hits back as accusations Russia triggered Europe's energy crisis. EU policy at fault despite near record Russian supplies. Yes, as Europe is facing an energy crisis and shortage, Putin saying, hey, we got the goods, and we have a lot of goods, record supply of goods. So I don't know how these people think they can get away with the stuff they can get away with when we have internet. So Six Fingers, why aren't you guys getting arm to arm and showing your phones to each other and be like, hey, Putin says he's good for it.
I've no idea.
I don't know.
I'm busy here.
Right? It's
busy here. I'm not God. I can't monitor the planet.
Do you guys have free access to internet there? Can you look at whatever you want?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the Henry Nut thing, Sailor's Truth. I've just found that. I'll have a look at that after.
All right. So Texan jails for 15 months after Rona bioweapon hoax on social media. A Texas man has been given a federal prison sentence for falsely claiming on social media to have paid someone infected with Rona to lick items at a grocery store, authorities said. So please, I guess, don't make any jokes that you're trying to infect anybody, but we can tell people that we own stock in Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, and to please get your booster shot because it would be paying us good money. So I don't think you can go to jail for that one. But telling people that you are a walking bioweapon, yes, you can go to jail for that. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. You can walk around and tell people you're a walking bioweapon. I didn't think of that one. So every time, like, if you get something in your mouth and you spit on the street, you say, "Excuse me, bioweapon coming out."
Yeah, I'm never waiting in line again.
Right?
I see a long line. Sorry, bioweapon coming through, folks.
Yes, correct. I am unvacationed and unmasked. I am a walking bioweapon. I like that one. Austria's chancellor rated as PM Kurz under corruption probe. Sebastian Kurz is under investigation over claims government money was used in a corrupt deal to ensure positive coverage in newspaper, Österreich authorities announced. Yes, this to me is saying that that a lot of these bad actors are going down even in these second world countries, and they're not going to be able to escape the conservatives or the right wings coming after them because we're not standing for it anymore. Certain people aren't. And they must be listening to Six Finger. Six Finger, you over there in Austria telling these people how to work?
I think the whole world's waking up, and it's as simple as that. The word's getting around, and people are just not taking this shit anymore. They're standing up and saying, basically, what the fuck have we got to lose?
Correct.
They're not willing to be trampled on.
But we need everybody to wake up, everybody to fight back. Google on green, yeah, right? Google on green trail. Now the search engine can detect your car travel. Google has unleashed a swath of environmental initiatives with new low carbon route suggestions available in the US this week and Europe next week. So basically, if you didn't know, Chabul's going to tell you, and if Chabul's going to tell you, you are slow and you need to get yourself to a medical hospital. But they have been tracking you the whole time. Now they want to tell you exactly which way you are going to take, because there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and the sheep will go. Okay, so quick story. My cousin got so wasted one night in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that he couldn't find his car for 4 hours. Calls me up. I come from a county away, and he's so devastated he can't find his car. So we went to his phone and was able to find out how his phone was tracking him every 15 seconds. Okay, and it was just a dot on where he was. I don't remember how I found the program, but even with his location not on, his phone was still leaving a dot every 15 seconds, no matter where he was, and that's how we were able to find the car. It was another dude, where's my rent-a-car? Moving on from the news, they are always tracking you guys. So I don't know how we're ever going to avoid it. Let's just try to still keep as much freedom as possible.
Yeah, but just remember one thing: they're being tracked too.
Oh yeah, they are being tracked. Did you hear about that app that was created to be a private personal app for the celebrities that wind up being an app created by the DOJ?
Yeah, but you know that
ask it as much as I do because it says like nothing is hidden that shall not be revealed.
Correct.
It's like we've got it all. You know, how many times do you have to hear it? We've got it all. They're monitoring every breath, period. Because Elon Musk said, right, that AI is more intelligent than the smartest human. Think about that.
Correct, but the only thing is, I guess if you were to build an AI, you would actually have to build it with a personality.
Yeah, but they did. Well, they that's what Jade Helm was about. They were programming AI technology, right? But it's not that they're using the software, aren't they? They've used Facebook and everything, social media, to get the input of how people function, basically how they think, how they interact, and everything. They've programmed that into software. That's what
Correct,
AI is.
correct. You'd have to program the AI with empathy. It would always have to be empathetic.
That's the problem. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it's just the more you delve into it, the more you go down the rabbit hole, the deeper it gets.
Correct. No, absolutely. So, real quick though, Moscow court sends bailiff to recover 360,000 Facebook fine. Platform could be facing penalties into millions. Here's the latest on the skirmish between Russia authorities and big tech giant. Well, there's not there, but I will tell you. What's happening is this news station that's right here, RT News, is a Russian news network and has been suspended off of Facebook for posting the truth. So I just thought that was very interesting, and I follow them because I believe they are onto the truth. And it's absolutely insane. This is funny as hell. U.S. Special Ops and Marine presence in Taiwan for months. U.S. officials have admitted 24 special ops and marine personnel have been secretly stationed in Taiwan for a year to train local troops in ground and small combat. But hold on, it gets better because I think this is it. Okay. Eliminate invaders. Beijing fuming after reports Washington stationed commandos secretly in Taiwan. A small unit of special blah blah blah. The revolution infiltrated China, with editor-in-chief of China's English Global Times taking to Twitter to taunt the U.S. Why secretly send 240 servicemen publicly in U.S. military uniform and make public where they are stationed before adding, see whether the plot will launch a targeted airstrike to eliminate those U.S. invaders. That's absolutely hysterical and terrifying at the same exact time. What do you guys think about that one?
I'm sorry, I switched off for a second there.
No, you're okay. It's just what it is America has been training Taiwan most likely in combat, and the equipment that we sent them a year ago and 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And so they're just pretty much getting trained in that one. This is a great story. Go ahead. I'm here for you.
I was just going to ask, do you remember who the general in charge is of the Pacific over there?
No, I don't. I didn't even see it in the story.
I think you might remember his brother.
Oh, Flynn. Yeah. It's Mark Flynn.
I think so.
Yeah.
I thought it's his brother's in charge over there.
Correct. I think you are right. But okay, so I know I should have screenshotted this. Does anybody hear about the submarine that hit something in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? It just doesn't know what it hit, but it collided with something.
No.
Yeah, there a U.S. nuclear submarine collided with something in the China Sea, but it didn't say what it collided with. I don't know if it was a mermaid, a megalodon, a flounder, was Nemo down there? Did Nemo get lost and he hit a nuclear sub? That's why it had to surface.
It was debris from a weather balloon.
It was maybe they were in the Dragon's Triangle and
No, it was Mr. Munster banging the side of the ship with his Bible.
that's what it was. But okay, so I can. It would only take me 2 seconds to grab the story. Everybody was covering it.
The submarine doesn't bump into something and not know what it is.
Here it is. Nuclear attack submarine USS Connecticut has underwater collision in Pacific Ocean. U.S. Pacific Fleet confirms the submarine struck an object while submerged on the afternoon of October 2nd while operating in international waters in the Indo-Pacific region. Captain Bill Clinton told USNI News. That's a great name.
You gotta be shitting me.
It remains in a safe and stable condition. U.S. Connecticut's nuclear what is that? Propulsion planet and spaces were not affected and remain fully operational. A U.S. Pacific Fleet spokes added Thursday. That's hysterical. Sorry, Bill Clinton. And the name Bill Clinton is just like, they couldn't do William. They just couldn't do William Clinton. They had to do Bill. But I think that's a real article. Praying medic that he doesn't cover bullshit. And the other people also covered that too.
I see we have a mod.
Do we?
Henry Nutt.
Oh, no. The Henry Nuts is cool.
Oh.
Okay, so moving on to this story. This is a great story. Key witness in FBI case against Julian Assange held in custody to stop crime spree, including soliciting underage boys for sex. Sigurdur Thordarson, whose testimony the FBI is using to justify extradition Julian Assange from Britain, has reportedly been arrested in Iceland after police requested his detention to halt an ongoing crime spree, local newspaper Sistan reports. Thurston, aka Siggy the Hacker, was placed into custody last month for alleged financial crimes and soliciting underage boys for sex. A judge agreed with police that if Thurston remained free, he would continue on an ongoing spree of crimes, the paper said. That's the guy that is going to have Julian Assange extradited. So I guess bad actor, black hat.
Interesting.
That's I thought Julian Assange was being held up to keep him safe, and that only goes to confirm my kind of theory that he's afraid to come to the U.S. because they're going to try to kill him, and that guy was a plant to try to get him arrested and brought over to the U.S.
Yeah, they're trying to get to him, all right.
And the last story is not as good as the Julian Assange story. Unvaxxed players in the NBA in Canada could face jail time or fines up to $750,000. Why is our professional sports involved in our war? Because they are fixed. I didn't say it. Mr. Munster said it though.
Good on you, Mr. Munster.
Right?
Keep up the good work, General Munster.
Keep up the good reporting, Mr. Munster. But gentlemen, that is going to be all for now from the Mental Health Militia News. Mr. Munster, Six Fingers, and Ronan. God bless you and yours. Holla at your bull. Two fingers. So that was pretty good, guys. You guys did really well tonight. And I think that's what we kind of should start doing now is grabbing articles and having discussions about them, like a round table.
I think that'd be great. I think that'd be real productive.
Correct, and this way people get multiple ideas of what could be going on in the war, and it's just not Chabul's insane opinion, and he believes
Exactly.
right, because
Can I just
go
can I
ahead,
just make a quick request?
go ahead.
Ronan, can you do me a favour, please?
Sure.
Can you pray over this project, what we're doing now? Can you pray that it grows?
Yeah, Chabul's okay with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm okay with prayer. I'm okay with prayer, as long as it goes up and not down. I'm kidding. I do.
Oh, right on. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, okay.
Just for unity.
Okay. Well, good Heavenly Father, I just thank you for another day, and thank you for the fellowship that we had here with our brothers, and I just pray that, you bless our time together, you bless our conversation, and then you bless the ears that it falls upon as well, Lord, that you soften our hearts and the hearts of those around us so that we can love each other more. Father, I just thank you again for the blessings upon blessings that you've given us in our life, even when it seems like it's bad and things aren't going the way we want. I think ultimately my faith is that things are going the way you're directing them, regardless of what I may see around me. I know that you're my strength. You strengthen those around me. And your love really does mend some of the things we just don't understand, Lord. I pray for Brother Chabul and for Brother Six Fingers here that, you bless them with health, wisdom. And I pray for the chat and the people that have been coming and watching, and after it's published as well, Lord, that you meet with them as they watch this and know that they're loved. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for that. That was very nice.
Thank you.
I'm gonna pray one of these times. I definitely want to. Everybody else prays. I got to one of these days. And everybody, thank you so much for sticking on for all those people. I'm sorry that I didn't pay attention to the chat. I'm going to get better with working the chat and working the news along with our new talk show. And still trying to build the news at the same damn time. We can do it. I know we can do it. I'm getting better at work, and feeling better. But guys, I gotta sign off and get to work. Get to bed to get to work.
It's 5:15 here.
Well, Six Fingers, get yourself some bed.
I'm fine. I'm gonna go play my guitar for a bit.
And guys, thank you so much for calling and keeping me busy.
Oh, bless you.
All right.
Thank you for everything.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, guys. Love you too, guys.
Ronan, I love you, man. You're so cool.
Love you too, brother.
All right, guys. God bless. Da.
Two fingers.
Two fingers. All right, now it's left to me to go like this.